Hey, Tim,
Yeah?
you wouldn't happen to know where my Oilers jersey is, would you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I traded that.
You did what?
Yeah, I traded it. I got this out of it. It's got Coyote stuff on it. It looks really cool. It's really dull, actually. But it looks cool.
You better sleep with one eye open.
It ain't easy being a Coyotes fan. But it sure isn't easy being a Coyotes fan in the middle of Alberta. To the north of me are the Edmonton Oilers. And to the south of me are the Calgary Flames. And here I am, smack dab in the middle. So join me as I talk about the 23-24 Arizona Coyotes on Season 1 of the Albertan Coyotes Fan.
So stay howling and go Yotes.
We have light in here. Also, I have checked some guidances and stuff for like YouTube videos. I'm pretty sure that I am safe with that intro. I'm hoping. But that being said, Yotes lose 3-2 against the Golden Knights because when we come back from a break, we forget how to play hockey. Did we really know how to play hockey?
Well, I'm checking the stats on the NHL stuff right now. And it's 23-3, so I'm thinking 50-50.
Well, there you go. Apparently we kind of know how to play hockey, but after a break, no siree. Keller goes off and he does his fantastic stuff with the All-Star game, which I'll get to at the end of this. And he comes back, he looks stellar, rest of the team, they kind of look okay. We kind of know how to play hockey. It's the same stuff over and over again. In this game, though, it wasn't so much like there was a bit of play in regards to the defense kind of sucked. But I don't know what happened to Ingram. I don't know. But we can't be dissing on Vejmelka anymore. He saved us. He got a shutout in this game. Ingram lets in 3 goals on 6 shots, basically in the it was in the opening frame. It was in like the opening 10 minutes. First 2 minutes. Vegas scores twice. Ingram gets pulled after the 4th goal, which wasn't actually a goal because some sort of hokey-pokey sort of garbage, where William Karlsson kind of chest bumps the puck and lands down at his feet, essentially. But it's also in Ingram's feet. And Ingram kicks the puck across, it hits his other skate, it goes into the net. Hey, look, it's a goal. But it isn't. And they ruled that it was essentially batted in with his hand. The reason that I kind of don't like that call, I think that Vegas should have had a goal here. I shouldn't be complaining. I'm a Yotes fan, but I digress. I think it should have been a matter of, like, when you make a hand pass in the NHL, if your teammate touches it, that's a hand pass. You can't do that. It's blown off, kind of like offsides or anything like that. There's no penalty, but there's just a face-off. Same goes for if you throw the puck into the net. It's not going to count, but there's no penalty on it. But if you hand pass the puck and it goes, and it's obviously a hand pass, and it hits the opposition, suddenly it's the opposition's responsibility. It's their possession. They get to do with the puck what they want to do. In this case, I'm pretty sure that when Karlsson put the puck on the ground right in the skates of Ingram, that's Ingram's possession. As much as he doesn't know it, Ingram put the puck into his own net. That should have been a goal. Do I make the rules for the NHL? No. Do I 100% think that's the right call? No. But good luck finding any sort of consistency in the NHL. So I'm trying, guys. I'm trying my best because we don't know. No one knows. Steve said it a couple times. Steve Dangle, you can go check him out. It's literally just Steve Dangle. Most of you watching this probably have heard of him. Hopefully, maybe not. I don't know. I don't know my audience. That's not great. But either way, he does mention this. If you're trying to talk to someone who is new to hockey and teach them about the game, good luck! Because it is so full of nuances and things that just don't make sense that you're just going to have a hard time. That said, here's something that should make sense to everyone. Defense! Defense! When you are playing in a hockey game or a basketball game, a soccer game, a football game, they got a whole line system of defense. Like you get like a whole 17 play. I don't know football. Defense should make sense. You need to make sure that opposition team doesn't score on your team. And it's a strategy sort of situation. When you are playing defense, you don't leave a player out in his own world where he can do whatever he wants. Third goal for the Vegas Golden Knights was essentially this. Vegas Golden Knights player has the puck. He's right there in the slot. There's another guy that's kind of, he's trying. He's got a stick out there. Where's the rest of the people? Is this guy just extending the stick, hoping against all hope? And the Vegas Golden Knights player that's just like, aha, shoo-in. So, all in all, first period was garbage. First period was just absolutely garbage. We can throw that out the window. And I can kind of understand it. We had a break. We have to get back into our routine. But I don't think 3 goals on 6 shots is quite the way to, reintroduce ourselves to the game of the NHL-style hockey. Sure, we're going to be a little bit rusty, but that's a bit ridiculous. We go into the second period, things are a bit better, things are a bit cleaner. There was a goal for the Coyotes in the first, I just want to point that out. Second period, there were no goals, but we held a pretty good game. And the rest weren't calling anything. This is where we come back to broken record. And most of it lies in the first period. You had giveaway after giveaway. There was some of that in the latter periods as well. But giveaway after giveaway. The early chances, which resulted, it's Vegas, in early goals. There was a bit of a lack of communication, but I'm really thinking that this is just us getting rid of that rust. Vegas played Edmonton a couple nights ago. They broke Edmonton's 16-game winning streak, going for 17. So Vegas has already played, they've already gotten back into the groove, which, by the way, that groove was them winning. So, for us to get back into the groove as fast as we did against this team, even though we did lose this game, is actually really impressive. Kolsar ends up getting a little bit bumped on the play when he kind of hits his own guy. That was kind of funny. I just figured I'd mention that. I should mention that I'm terrible at looking at the camera. I'm just realizing this. I'm looking over here. I'm looking at my wall like, hey, I can talk to walls. They respond better. I mean, what? They respond better than the Coyotes, I'll tell you what. Jumping into some bad options that were chosen by the Coyotes in the past, Hill is leading the league in goals against and save percentage, which are 2 very big stats in the NHL, because the save percentage is essentially how much did you save? How much can you stay in net and make sure black disc doesn't get past you? And he leads in that. This guy was a Coyote, and we gave him up. And goals against is essentially, hey, how many goals can the other team score against you on a given night? It's an average. He leads in both categories. And we have this habit, I know we have this habit with just random players. Oliver Ekman-Larsson, Connor Garland, Goligoski, Hjalmarsson left a little while ago. But with our goalies especially. Ronta goes to the Carolina Hurricanes. He does really well with them. There's still some hiccups. They haven't won the cup yet, but point still stands. They've been in the playoffs, and they've gone pretty deep if we don't look at last year against Florida. Darcy Kemper, former Coyote, gets traded to Colorado. They win the cup. Aiden Hill goes off to Vegas, of all teams, because why not help our desert rival, which I guess isn't even really a rivalry, it's a friendship at this point, because the Sharks took that rivalry from us, what was that, in 2019. I'm still mad about that. I'm still salty. Sharks fans, Sharks yourselves, you deserve to be bottom of the league. I'm not apologizing. But we do this. We give away players that are really good, that would really be helpful to us in the name of a perpetual rebuild. And now we're finally coming out of that, and our goaltenders are kind of shaky. Vejmelka was really good last year. Now he's kind of proven himself just a little bit iffy this year, even though in this game he was really exceptional. Connor Ingram starts the season really good, and we get past the All-Star break, and he lets 3 goals in on 6 shots. And again, with the habit of early chances for the other teams, they have a good chance of going in. Our defense has to kind of step up where the goaltenders are falling short if we want to go anywhere. So, with that, we're basically past the halfway point of the season. I like to call the All-Star game, the All-Star break, the halfway point. It's not really. The halfway point happened a while ago in Game 42, but I digress. So here's my prediction as to what's going to happen with the Coyotes for the rest of the season. If we look historically, the Coyotes are really good at closing off the season on a bit of an uptick. However, that being said, I would not expect them to make the playoffs. If they did, it would be in a wild card spot, and we'd probably be out in the first round. With the core that we have, unless we were making a trade to go into it this year, which has already been basically said, like, no, we're not going for it this year. We're not expecting to. So we're not going to be making that push to. With the core that we have right now, I can't see it happening because we have such a young core. Logan Cooley is a huge part of our top line. So is Dylan Genther. Clayton Keller needs to get some experience in the playoffs. The entirety of the Coyotes needs that experience. That's why we put Dumba in, Dursey in. But there's a difference between mentorship and experience, I think. You can say just how rough something is or how bad a broken arm is, but until you experience a broken arm, don't break your arm, please. You will never quite realize just how bad it is. It has to come with experience. I can tell you just how much doing that with the shoulder, it hurts. But because other people don't experience this, where they can just dislocate and relocate their shoulder, they'll never know. The Coyotes need some experience in the playoffs. I liked what they did with Bugstad, where they sent them to Edmonton. I think we should be doing that again. Because no, I don't think that the Coyotes are going anywhere this year. Jumping back to the All-Star stuff, I could talk about any number of things, but I want to touch on one thing, and that's the Kucherov situation, because I have some opinions about this. This is going to be a bit of a longer video. I am not sorry. I'm still not sorry. I will never be sorry about this. Hockey, everything, hockey social networks. We're all up in arms because Kucherov went to the All-Star game. And he went and did the All-Star skills stuff, specifically the passing competition. And did not do well. He put in very low effort, which is not good. And people weren't happy with him. Toronto booed him because it's Toronto. It has nothing to do with what was on the ice. It's just Toronto. Now, here's my opinion on this. The way I see it, the All-Star game, especially the skills competitions themselves, but the All-Star game itself as well, they're gimmicks at this point. They are no longer showcasing the skill that the players have. I mean, how long ago was it that Tomas Hertl ended up skating towards the net wearing a Justin Bieber mask? If that's not gimmicky, I don't know what is. That's all this has become. And when something becomes gimmicky and it doesn't allow for the realistic values of hockey, of being a professional, of being an elite among the elite, stuff like that, the game, the event, I should say, it loses its magic. And you can put $1 million on a plate in front of me to go into this All-Star game and try my hardest. Sitting here with not much, and I'll gladly go out and give it my all. You give $1 million on a plate to someone who's making $8 million, they'll laugh. They will laugh. Because now they're competing with other people. He's already making $8 million. He's already comfortable. And he's not even guaranteed the possibility of winning this extra $1 million. So he could be trying his all for nothing. Whereas he could conserve his energy for the rest of the season, for the next game, for the next important thing in the NHL, and not worry about it. Except now he does have to worry about it because they're talking about suspending him or fining him. That came up a couple times. I don't know if anything's happened on it, but it's kind of a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. Because on the one hand, you get suspended if you don't go to the All-Star game. On the other hand, you show up to the All-Star game and you do what's required of you. You sucked, so we're fining you. How does that make any sense? It doesn't. It really doesn't. So, the way I see it, we don't do fan voted. We do 2 people from each team, selected based on their position and all that. We do the All-Star game where people are actually playing hockey. And add in points, like a point system that affects the rest of the regular season. Do something where it matters to your team, to your players, to the league, because otherwise it's just another day at the office, and that's not what fans are paying to see. Finally, a bit of an update as to my life and stuff, because I promised a whole bunch of things that haven't happened because life is lifey. So, over here, not this one, but these few boxes are full of hockey cards. I'm going to be throwing some of them on the TikTok channel. A lot of these will also come on to here because there's too many. There's way too many. I'm only doing Coyotes cards, but like even on the 14th of this month, I'm getting a whole Coyotes card lot, and I'm going through all of them. So there's going to be one, like an intermission report, where I'm going to be doing that. I'm going to be making my brother shoot pucks at me, and I'm going to pretend to be a goaltender because I want to see how hard it really is. I'm not even going up against an NHL player, and I already feel like I'm going to die. I hope I'm allowed to say that. I might not be. I'm going to keep it in and hope. Sports theory stuff is still in the works, but I might change that up a bit. It's going to wait a while. I'm thinking that might be a summer thing, so I've got content to throw out while I'm, off in the summer months. It's the off season. We're really only worried about Stanley Cup guy just dumped his baby in the Stanley Cup with chocolate milk in it. I don't know. That's the hockey news we get. I'll look at things and I'll go from there. I don't know what yet. So yeah. In the meantime, stay howling and go Yotes. And I'll see you on the next one. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked what you saw, you can hit the like button. If you want to see more of what you saw, the thing, you can hit the subscribe button. If you didn't like it, well, that's unfortunate. I'm sorry. Share this with your friends. Make them suffer through updates and all that jazz. Probably like a 20-minute video, quite honestly. If I can get this down to about 16, I would be incredibly thrilled.